I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your man TP. And let me start off by saying Happy New Year to all of you. We are finally in 2026. And I just want to say thank you to all of you guys that wish me a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I tried to get to as many comments as I could. As many of you know, I still work. I have a transportation business where I'm the only one pretty much doing the driving as of right now. Prayerfully in 2026, be able to get a driver in the van and possibly expand. So, and if that happens, then maybe I can get some more videos done. But sometimes it's a struggle to get the videos out and then also, be able to reply to all of the comments. So just want to thank you guys and say I appreciate you and Merry Christmas, even though we know it has passed, and a Happy New Year to you guys as well. But today, January 1st, 2026, we are running into compilation number 138. We're going to be in two different judges' courtrooms on today. As always, chapters will be added for your convenience. The commentary from these previous proceedings will be left in there for those of you that want to listen to the commentary at the end of both. And with that being said, guys, the first judge courtroom we will be in is that of Judge Tammi Hayward out of the state of Georgia, and the last judge courtroom we will be in is Magistrate David Heiss out of the state of Michigan. Listen, Happy New Year to you guys again. We're starting 2026 off with number 138. What number will we be at the end of 2026? Who knows? But listen, for now, let's jump into 138.
All right, so back to the arraignment calendar. That was Miles and Lamech Thomas. Lamech Thomas.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here representing.
Mr. Thomas, you're before the court for traffic violation, I think, which is usually a running a red light. Driving on a suspended or revoked license and no license. Did you need an attorney to assist you, or did you wish to represent yourself?
I represent myself, ma'am.
Okay. All right. 1 second, Mr. Thomas. I'm having trouble seeing you. Okay, there you are. All right. So did you wish to speak with the state? I'll hear from the state about what their recommendation is for the traffic violations.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Hagler?
Yes, Your Honor. For case ending in 04186, for count 1, the state's recommendation is a fine of $100. The defendant is no longer eligible, and the state will now process counts 2 and 3.
Okay, and for the case 2024 CR 02581, he's represented by Lister Holton Dennis. All right, so Lister Holton Dennis, Mr. Thomas on the second case.
And Your Honor, for the court's information, we actually are in the process of getting the correct police report for this event. So we're just still holding on that before we can actually, and then we'll have an announcement for that case.
All right, Mr. Taylor, they're waiting on, I guess, updated information for the obstruction case.
Yes, I don't have a police report. I reached out to Mr. Thomas online. Mr. Thomas, Did you see my text message?
No, sir. What did it say?
Well, basically just asking if you needed us to represent you on the second case, the traffic violation case, and don't say anything here, but just let me know.
I'm missing at the mayor.
Mr. Thomas?
We need to have a conversation about both cases, Your Honor.
Yeah, do I need, so I can put you in a breakout room at a later time, or do you have Mr. Thomas's correct phone number?
I don't know, Your Honor. I'd have to.
Mr. Thomas, have you been getting information from Mr. Taylor or Mr. Lynch?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay, so Mr. Thomas, give me the last 4 of your phone number.
I just got the phone like 2 days ago, so I had to go into the phone and get it.
Okay, so you said you just got a new phone?
Yep.
Okay, so what I need you to do is, you know how to use the chat function on Zoom?
I was trying to figure it out, but I couldn't see how to do the process.
Okay, so Mr. Taylor or Mr. Lynch, can y'all chat him a test? And
I have already, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Thomas, you're looking for a red box with some with a white number in it.
Okay.
You see it?
No, man, hold on. One second, I was copying the number. All right,
That's
cool.
okay. Okay, so when you look on your screen, if you see something with a red box with a white number in it, click on that.
Red box, white number.
Yeah.
And I think it's either 2 or 3 because I've sent a couple of.
Okay, I see the messages, but if I text back, will it go like straight to you?
It will come.
Yeah, it's going straight to him. It's not going to everybody. That's why I asked him to send a text.
All right, I got you.
Yeah, so that was exactly why.
Continue while I have a chance to talk with Mr. Thomas and.
Okay. So Mr. Thomas, Mr.
And also
Taylor's
to get a copy of the
information. All right, he's going to talk to you. Okay.
And Ms. Hayward, just a copy of the obstruction information as well.
Yes, once we get it, we're still holding. Thank you.
All right. So Mr. Thomas's cases are the last cases on the arraignment calendar. We're going to switch to the jail calendar. Yes, I would like that announcement. I was going to ask. Go ahead.
All right, so I won't be needing an attorney. I'll be representing myself as my trust. I'll be representing my trust. I wouldn't need an attorney.
Okay, what you mean by your trust?
I'm sorry?
What you mean by your trust?
My name is trademarked, copyright. Representing my trust when they have.
What does all that mean legally? Do you even understand what you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am. No jurisdiction. I'm not under.
No, ma'am. No, sir, Mr.
Jurisdiction.
Mr. Thomas, no. No. We got a president with 37 felonies, sir. He was under somebody's jurisdiction. So I don't know how you, a black man born in America, thinks that you got some stuff that's going to keep you from being under somebody's jurisdiction. All this, I done trademark my name and it's I'm not the true man, and it's the paper man, and all that foolishness, Mr. None of that works. None of that works. Y'all go on the internet and figure out some stuff that don't make a bit of sense, and then it hampers you because you think you know better than an attorney who's gone to school for 3 years and 4 years before that to go to college, and they figured out, and then they worked. Mr. Lynch has been an attorney. I've known him for 10 years now, at least, right, Mr. Lynch? So, but you think
close.
you think you done gone online and found some stuff, and you the trust of the strong man of the sir. You don't even understand the American legal system and how it works, but you gonna make up your own stuff because somebody done told you that this works. Same person who told you it works, it don't work. Then what kills me is y'all do stuff like, oh, and under the UCC and the maritime, y'all start quoting stuff that doesn't mean anything. I had one guy in Atlanta tell me something was under maritime law. I was like, sir, we are not even near the ocean. Maritime law is for the ocean. It's the esoteric foolishness that y'all get because y'all have done your research. No professional. What you over here talking about you the trust. Okay, imagine if you walked into a hospital and they told you you needed surgery and you said, oh, no, I'm the trust. I'm not the man. I'm going to do my own surgery because I looked it up online.
I'm not the trust. I'm representing the trust.
No, mister, you don't even know what that means. What I'm saying to you is professionals work for years to learn this, to be able to represent people. You wouldn't walk into a hospital if you had a stab wound or a gunshot wound and say, oh, no, the trust is going to take care of me. I'm going to do it myself because I did some research. I am so sick of y'all thinking that attorneys don't do anything. My mama's an attorney, and one of her clients said to her, well, all you really do is they're trying not to pay her. All you really do is talk. I can talk. Yeah, but do you know the right words in the right sequence and the right things to look up to make the talk you do make sense? No, you do not. So if you think you can replace a lawyer, go replace a doctor. Next time you get sick, go break an arm and go set it yourself. Go let the true man set it. Go do that. So if you don't want Mr. Taylor to represent you, that's fine. You are free to represent yourself. I will give you the Ferrata warning as soon as possible. But what I'm telling you is there are problems that come with that because you may be hampered by the fact of what you don't know. The second thing is, don't expect that if it goes wrong for you, that you can then say, oh, well, I didn't have good assistance of counsel, because you are your own counsel and you've chosen that. And so just be clear. The third thing, I'm not going to listen to all this esoteric foolishness that you spouting off that you barely don't know. I'm going to follow the law that I studied and I've practiced for over, we rolling up on 30 years now. And so no, we're not doing this trust stuff, the true man, the UCC. We're not doing none of that. So when you come before me, I'm doing the law that I know it to be. I'm going to follow the statutes, the Constitution, and the case law before me that is good law in the state of Georgia and the United States. I'm not playing your game. So let me know. I want you to be clear that this is how this is going to go. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So are you entering a not guilty plea and you intend to go to trial?
What are the charges? I wasn't read the charges when I came in here. I was skipped for some.
Yeah, actually you were, because you have traffic charges and then you have an obstruction charge. Case 2024 CR 02581, obstruction of an officer. That's the one where you've decided you do not want the assistance of an attorney. The next case is 2021 CR 04186, traffic violation, which is generally a red light violation. License driving on a suspended or revoked license, count 2. No license, count 3. One of those will merge, so you won't face both of those because of the merger doctrine. So either you would have, if you were convicted, you would face either the driving on suspended or revoked license or the no license, not both. But those are the charges that are currently pending for you.
Okay.
All right, you're entering a not guilty plea and you wish to have a trial?
And those are together, or are they two different charges? Are those two different charges, or that's one whole docket?
You have two different cases.
Right.
The traffic offenses are on the 2021 CR 04186. The obstruction of an officer is on 2024 CR 02581.
Okay, and what are the possible outcomes for these pleas?
Possible outcome is on a misdemeanor offense, if you're convicted, the maximum penalty could be up to 12 months in jail, a $5,000 fine, or both per offense. So for each of the offenses, but with merger doctrine, you would have 1, 2, 3 possible 12-month sentences. And those could be, or fines. Those could be served concurrently, meaning at the same time, or consecutively, meaning that they would be one after the other. When one ends, the other one would start.
All right, I did hear eligible for NOLO. I did hear that come about. So I'll see fit NOLO on the.
Okay, but Mr. Thomas, listen to me. If you're entering a plea of guilty or NOLO, we do a plea right now. If you're entering a plea of not guilty, that means you wish to have a trial at a later date. You can have a jury trial or a bench trial. If you want to do NOLO on your traffic offenses, that's fine. We can do that case now, and you can save the next case for a trial. But if you're entering a plea of NOLO and you want to do that on your traffic offenses, that's fine. We can do that now.
Yes, ma'am. I'd like to answer NOLO traffic offenses and not guilty for the obstruction of officer. And by any chance, did that police report show up yet?
We're still pending on the police report, Your Honor.
Okay, so now that you're representing yourself, then you'll have to ask for the discovery and get that information through the Solicitor General's office. If you just write a note saying that you wish to have discovery on this case, then you drop that off at the office or mail it to them, and she'll give you all of the discovery so that you can be ready for trial. Okay?
So I go to the courthouse?
Yeah, you can do that. On the third floor, the Solicitor General's office, and you want to give them a handwritten note. You don't have to type it up or nothing. You can handwrite it that says, I wish to have the discovery on case 2024 CR 02581. And then put your email address, your phone number, and your full address. And that way they can give it to you or tell you how best to get it.
Okay, and is there any way I could do that without showing up? Because I don't live anywhere like in that area.
You can contact the Solicitor General's office. So you would Google Clayton County Solicitor General, Charles Brooks. And if you call their office, they'll tell you who to contact to get that done.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Thomas, did you wish to do the traffic court now? The traffic offenses now?
I believe so, yes, ma'am.
All right, so raise your right hand for me.
I'm not in the jurisdiction of a courthouse, ma'am.
Okay, the law has changed, which under COVID, which allowed us to do hearings by video. So as long as you are on video with me in the virtual courtroom, you're under the jurisdiction and we can do the plea. Did you wish to continue?
No, ma'am, because I'm not under the jurisdiction. I'm in the video because I don't really know how to work this virtual courtroom setup yet. But if I need to exit video to further more speech that I'm not in a jurisdiction, I can exit the video, not the chat.
Okay. Are you entering a plea of not guilty for this offense also?
For which one?
For the traffic offenses.
No, man, that'll be a NOLO for.
No, we're not doing a NOLO. If you're not willing to do the NOLO by video, then we're not doing the plea right now. You've seen this. You've seen the people come from the jail calendar, and there was even one person in the courtroom. You've been here the whole time, so you've seen how this works. Like I said, I'm not playing your game. Either we do the plea the way everybody else has done it, or
this isn't a game. Like I don't even do court. Like I just happen to get stopped a few times in trucks that aren't mine, so I somehow get entangled with the police and the court system. But this isn't my field. But like I was saying, like it's definitely possible to do a NOLO. I'm just not under your jurisdiction. I'm representing my trust. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to. Like I do my research. I see laws. I see common laws. All
right. Let's go back to the jail calendar. I'm not doing this today. My sinuses are bothering me. Mr. Morris will be reset to next week.
Yes, Mr.
And Your Honor, for clarity purposes, is Mr. Thomas's, is his traffic case being a not guilty as well? That way we know how to proceed on that one.
I'm gonna enter a not guilty on his behalf because I'm not doing the foolishness today.
Man, I asked that I'm not pled, like you don't plead on my behalf. I don't call
Mr. Thomas, that's fine. You can ask me anything you want to ask, but I'm done. I'm not doing this. You say you want to enter a NOLO plea. I tell you how to do it. You've seen other you've seen other people do it, and you don't want to play the game. You don't want to follow the laws and the procedures as we have them. So I'm gonna do what I need to do, which is to enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. We'll put you on a trial calendar. Thank you, sir. You are done for today. All right, everybody. Thanks.
Well, guys, we've come to the end of both of these proceedings, and I must say, for Judge Irochi and also for Judge Hayward, this definitely should be a lesson learned by other judges because technically both of them shut both sovereign citizens down immediately. I know with Judge Hayward, hers lasted a little longer because of just how the proceeding went and the things that had to be read. But both of these judges was not trying to have the sovereign citizen game go on today. We see with Judge Irochi. What's crazy about Miss Amber is the traffic violations that she had, I believe, was like a total of $300, and no jail time. I think it was 2 of them. So for her to get into this back and forth with the judge, and this is not her first time getting into it with Judge Irochi, and then go to jail on something that held no jail time, it's just mind blowing. But this is not the first time we've seen this with sovereign citizens, right? And for him to just get up and walk away from the bench and walk down the hallway or wherever he went, that was insane. I've never seen anything like that. And then when we look at Judge Hayward, pretty much the same. She was sick of his mess. She shut it down immediately. I must say though, I think Judge Hayward should have took like a quick recess or something to get whatever was in her eye out of her eye. Cause man, she was rubbing that thing so long, my eyes started getting a little irritated. But nonetheless, both of these judges shut it down. They wasn't trying to hear it, wasn't trying to play that game. And it seems like that's what a lot of judges are doing now. You know, they're not going for the nonsense. And we seen it here today. So if we have any follow-ups on either of these cases, we most definitely will share them with you. With that being said, this is Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame. And guys, for now, Sovereign Citizens Court is adjourned. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you guys on the next video. God bless.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is David Heiss. I'm an attorney magistrate. We are scheduled for an informal hearing in 2 different cases that arise out of one citation. And those
Correct.
2 cases are both entitled The People of the City of Battle Creek versus Roosevelt LaShawn Williams. Is that your name, sir?
That is my name.
Basically, what happens is you were issued one citation. It had 2 violations listed on it. So it became 2 different cases, one with an A and one with a B at the end. But we have one informal hearing scheduled for both of those cases because they both arise out of the same transaction, so to speak. And I guess, Officer Kellums, is there anything before I begin?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Williams, you're here because you were issued a citation. And in each of those 2 cases, so for each of those violations, you have 3 possible responses to the citation. You can first admit responsibility, be assessed the fines and costs, and be done with it. You could, as a second option, admit responsibility with an explanation, hoping that the explanation would cause the court to decrease the fines and costs a little bit. Or you can deny responsibility and have your hearing. It's my understanding that as to both cases, you wished to deny responsibility. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Well, here's how the hearing works. First of all, I guess I should read the citation. In the case ending with the letter A, it's alleged that back on November 19th of 2024, you were over at Fountain Street near Meacham Avenue in the city of Battle Creek, and you were issued a citation for not being able to provide a proof of insurance. This is a civil infraction. If you were found responsible, all other things being equal, the court would assess $125 fines, costs, and fees. It is a 0-point ticket. And in the second case that ends with the letter B, that same date, time, and place, you were issued a citation for having an expired registration plate. That is also a civil infraction. It is also a 0-point civil infraction. If you were found responsible, all other things being equal, the court would assess $110 fines, costs, and fees. So first question, is that the ticket or the 2 cases that you thought you were appearing about, Mr. Williams?
It is.
Okay. And same question to you, Officer Kellums?
Yes, sir.
Very good. In every civil case, the plaintiff has the burden of proof. And in a case like this, that burden of proof is called by a preponderance of evidence.
Only question I have is, will the laws of the U.S. Supreme Court be applicable? And the federal statutes and definitions of motor vehicle and automobile be applicable in this proceeding?
They are the state of Michigan laws that will be applicable.
Okay. The other question is, are you already not bound by U.S. Supreme Court rulings?
Every court is bound by relevant Supreme Court rulings.
Okay. All right.
I'm not sure why you're asking that, but that's okay. All right. So if you would both raise your right hands. Very good. All right. Officer Kellums, if you would begin, please.
So
So on November 19th, 2024, I was on patrol for the Battle Creek Police Department. When I observed the vehicle that Mr. Roosevelt was driving, I observed that it had expired tags on the vehicle. I then conducted a traffic stop on Fountain Street near Meacham Ave. Found Mr. Williams to be driving the vehicle, where I issued him the citations. When speaking with Mr. Williams, he could not provide insurance, and his tags were expired.
Okay. Do you happen to know when they expired?
I do not off the top of my head, sir.
Okay. What made you think they were expired? The wrong color and the wrong year on the plate itself, or some?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Did Mr. Williams say anything to you during the stop about having insurance or not having insurance, or anything about the tags on the plates, anything like that?
He informed me that he did not have to have insurance due to that he was traveling, and to drive a vehicle, you have to have insurance. Something regarding Supreme Court. That's about all he said.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to consider anything else at this point, Officer Kellums?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Williams, could you hear Officer Kellums' testimony?
Yes, I heard his testimony.
Very good. Thank you for your patience. What do I need to know, sir?
Okay, I did inform Officer Kelly that I am not operating a motor vehicle, but I am operating an automobile. I did inform Officer Kelly of the ruling of Rodriguez v. Ray Donovan, U.S. Department of Labor, 769 Federal 2nd, 1344, where the U.S. Supreme Court's decision has ruled that all codes, rules, and regulations are for government authorities only and not for human creators. In accordance with God laws, all codes, rules, and regulations are unconstitutional and lacking due process.
All right, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second. Are you telling me that a case at 769 Fed 2nd, 1344 indicates that all laws are unconstitutional?
All codes, rules, and regulations. Yes, sir. Rodriguez v. Ray Donovan. And if I'm not mistaken.
And you said that was Department of what?
U.S. Department of Labor.
Okay. U.S. Department of Labor doesn't publish decisions in the Fed 2nd. Can you tell me a little bit more about the case? What was that issue in the case?
It was regarding what we're discussing here, the requirements of a driver's license and the need when it's required to have one, stating that when you're not operating commerce, to which I informed the officer that I am not operating commerce as stated in USC 18 USCA 31 paragraph A6 states that a motor vehicle, the term of motor vehicle meaning every description of carriage, contrivance, propelled or drawn or mechanical powered and used for commercial purposes. This is what Title 18 USCA Section 31A6 states or defines as a motor vehicle, to which I am not operating in commerce. I'm not using
for the purposes of that particular chapter of the United States Code. It would not control what happens in terms of the Michigan legislature defining in Chapter 257 what a motor vehicle is, and an automobile under Michigan law is a motor vehicle. But okay, continue.
It's a motor vehicle, which is described as anything, even by the Michigan compliance statute of 751, which you just stated, is determined as something that's transporting goods, which I'm not transporting goods.
I understand your position, and I can tell you that position doesn't happen to be legally correct. But go ahead.
So you're basically stating that there's a misinterpretation of what's in black and white?
No, I'm telling you that you have misinterpreted the application of 18 USC 31A6 and 769 F second or Fed 2nd 1344.
Okay, but well, I see what
I've heard your argument.
So there will be no further arguments, because I see that you're not going to agree to, because like I said, when I've given it to you, the cases where they're like Shapiro v. Thompson, where the U.S. Supreme Court has said that a driver license is not a requirement, that you're trying to convert a right into a privilege. to which is covered by Article 1, Section 8, to which
I'll ask you this. Is that right, the right to travel?
that is a right to travel, convey, however you want it, by the U.S. Constitution.
What you just told me was that somehow but regardless, am trying to convert a right into a privilege. Now, the question I have for you is, what right has been converted to a privilege?
My right to freely travel unencumbered and
now,
unfettered.
I will ask you this. How is your right to travel removed by receiving the citation?
By trying to require me to have a license to operate a automobile, which is my private vehicle.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to consider?
No, sir.
All right. Well, I can tell you this. The Michigan motor vehicle laws, including the laws that require you to carry insurance, that require your vehicle to be registered, and require that registration to be current, do not run in violation of any right to travel under the Constitution or the United States Supreme Court decision that you have cited. In fact, Michigan courts have held that essentially the right to travel means the right for you to move from A to B, not the right for you to travel from A to B under your most convenient way. So you could walk from point A to B all you wanted. You could take a taxi or an Uber or a plane or a train or a bus. But if you wish to travel by using a motor vehicle, the Michigan laws are applicable and don't unconstitutionally interfere with the right to travel. It doesn't convert the right to travel into a privilege. You are not denied the right to travel. You may be denied the privilege of traveling via a motor vehicle that you are operating. So,
okay, so
that is what the law says, and that's what I'm finding. Is there anything else you want me to consider about that finding?
Shuttleworth v. Birmingham, U.S. 147. Do you mind telling me what the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in that?
U.S. 147 doesn't give me the site of a case. That's an incomplete site of a case. Okay.
It was Shuttle.
And if you wish me to consider the case, why don't you tell me what was at issue in the case and what year it was decided?
I said Shuttleworth v. Birmingham, U.S. 147, 1969, where it says license.
U.S. 147 is not a complete site. The way you cite to a case is by name and then volume number and then the name of the publication and then the page number. So, for instance, when you said 769 Fed 2nd 1344, what that means is volume 769 of a book or volumes called the Federal Reporter, 2nd edition, at page 1344. So when you're asking me about this most recent case that you've talked about, what you said was US 147, I think. That's not the citation to a case. So you're going to have to tell me more about that case. Who were the parties to that case and what issue was before the Supreme Court in that case?
Okay, so you didn't hear me cite the name of Shuttleworth v. Birmingham?
I heard you say the name. That doesn't tell me what, that's not a complete cite of the case.
All right. Do you not have the documents that I filed when I filed to say that I want to have an informal hearing? The affidavit that writes that my
there are documents that have been scanned into the court that you dropped off.
Okay. So
from those documents, why don't you tell me the proper citation for Shuttle versus Birmingham?
Okay. Traffic infractions are not crimes, blah, blah, blah. Person faced with okay.
Right. Traffic infractions are not crimes. That's absolutely correct. They are civil infractions for a reason.
I was reading from a different case, but the case that I'm citing from states that no license necessary to drive an automobile on public highways, streets. No license is necessary. The word operator should not include any person who solely transport his own property and who transport no persons or property for hire.
Where's that citation from?
Okay, I just appeal it, and that way I can make sure all citations are.
That's fine. I mean, the idea is I can't look up what you're telling me, right, without a proper citation. So you can read, I mean, for all I know, and I don't mean this, I'm using a farcical example, you know, for all I know, you're quoting the municipal court in Honolulu, Hawaii, which has no jurisdiction over Michigan.
It's
right?
understandable.
I don't know.
Okay, so I would cite Payne v. Massey, 19196 Southwest 2nd, 493, Texas, 273.
Okay. Well, and I can tell you that Texas law, a court interpreting Texas law, that decision wouldn't be controlling on a Michigan court. But that's fine. I think I understand where you're going. If you want, I don't need to consider anything else. I'm just asking you, is there anything else you want to present to me?
If you're not going to consider anything else, then we can proceed on to your ruling, of which I know you're going to find. So, and like I said, like you said, I have a right to appeal it. So
yeah, and I'm willing to listen. If you're going to quote something, I need to know what you're quoting, and I need a proper citation so I can look it up myself, right? Because otherwise people could just run around quoting Mickey Mouse if they wanted.
Right. Okay. So
nothing against you. So the question to you is, what else do you want me to consider at this point that you haven't yet told me?
Okay. Zobel v. Williams, 457 US 55.
And why are you citing that case? What is it telling me?
Because it states that, let me see the above, blah, blah, blah. To travel unencumbered and fettered on common public way or highway, which is their right to so do.
Absolutely.
That the right to travel is constitutional protected.
Yes.
It don't.
Anything else you want me to consider?
No, sir. No, sir. No.
Okay. I have no problem telling you have the right to travel. I have no problem telling you have the constitutional right to travel. All citizens do. No doubt about that.
One question. Is there a difference between a motor vehicle and an automobile? Is there a difference?
Yes. All automobiles are motor vehicles, but not all motor vehicles are automobiles.
Okay, so is my automobile not my private personal automobile that's not being used in commerce?
I would have no idea the use of your motor vehicle, and it's not relevant to me for the purposes of deciding whether you're responsible for these civil infractions.
Okay. Well, I have nothing else for you to consider.
Well, very good. I'm letting you know the law does not make a distinction between your using the vehicle for personal reasons or you're using the vehicle for commercial reasons when your registration plate is expired and when you fail to show proof of insurance. Both of those are required.
The MCL language.
Both of those are required under Michigan law for anyone operating any motor vehicle. That's what I can tell you. So
correct.
If you're
a motor vehicle to which I am not operating a motor vehicle, and this is what we are trying to circumvent.
Yeah,
I am operating my automobile, not a motor vehicle.
I can tell you that an automobile is considered a motor vehicle under the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code. So that's fine. Is there anything else you want me to consider?
Nope.
Very good. All right. So I've listened very carefully to the evidence. I do find that it's more likely than not that when you were required to by Officer Kellums at a traffic stop show proof that your vehicle was insured, that you failed to do so, and that it is more likely that your not your operator's license, the registration plates on the vehicle were expired. So I'm going to assess the $125 on the no proof of insurance case and the $110 on the expired plates case. All right. Thank you both for your time and patience. You're all set. Have a very good day.
Thank you, sir. You too.
You too.
Well, guys, we have come to the end of another proceeding. And as we can see, Magistrate Heiss definitely handled himself well. Mr. Williams decided to deny responsibility. And, Magistrate Heiss made it clear very early that, these particular penalties, the no insurance, the expired plates, they were a 0-point civil infraction when it came to those things. So it wasn't really anything that was going to be on his record, but he decided to go through with the hearing. And unfortunately, for him, the arguments that he made, he really didn't have education on or understanding of. And Magistrate Heiss made that very clear. He did a great job in doing so. Only thing I didn't agree with that Magistrate Heiss did was when he asked the officer how did he come to the conclusion that he didn't have registration or what made him think that. He kind of led him into his answers, and it may not have been purposely. It may not have been, that Magistrate Heiss was scheming, but he kind of asked him and kind of said, was it this or was it that? I mean, I would have rather, and I thought this is how it's supposed to be, you just ask him and let him answer for himself because you're here to make a determination of how these things came about. But nonetheless, I think Magistrate Heiss handled the court well. He handled the sovereign citizen arguments that Mr. Williams brought up very well. Magistrate Heiss has an amazing memory just to kind of spew back some of the things that Mr. Williams was saying to him right off the top of his head, even the things that he hadn't searched yet. I thought that was really good. So he did an excellent job. As we can see, Mr. Williams, with the arguments he had, he did not have a leg to stand on. So he gets hit with the $125 fine for the no insurance and the $110 fine for the expired plates. And the last thing I'll say is the funny thing is when you watch Mr. Williams' reactions to the case, that little smirk he would put on when he felt he kind of had something on the judge when the judge didn't agree with him, it was a little comical to kind of see. But nonetheless, like I said, he didn't have a leg to stand on. He pretty much lost his hearing. And, that's pretty much the end of this proceeding. So with that being said, guys, this is Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame. As always, I appreciate you guys joining me. And you guys been commenting on these videos like crazy. I appreciate that. The subscriptions, the new subscribers, old subscribers, everything. I appreciate it all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And once again, this is Sovereign Citizens Court, guys. And for now, Sovereign Citizens Court is adjourned. See you guys soon. God bless.
I'm not threatening you. Say one more word and that's 30 days. 30 days.